Yes, copulation is the third phase, and the aim of the game here is for the male to fertilize the eggs of the female. But the female wants control over who does the fertilization and when, because her investment is much higher than that of the male. She's the one who has to become pregnant, to give birth, and then to eventually raise the children, whereas he only unloads. So if he wants her to grant access to these eggs, he has to convince her that he's Mr. Right. And he does that by appealing to the five senses. And we've seen in case of the mountain gorilla that this works really well, if you present well. You know, the visual stimulus made the female more likely to sleep with the partner because she released endorphins. But the other senses work just as well. And we have more examples of animals, and I'll just run you through a couple of them. Top left, we have the chimpanzee, and they use sound by proxy. The male makes the female scream during copulation. The higher ranking the male is, the louder that scream will be. And the louder that scream is, the more females will be attracted to then also copulate with that same male. So quite sneaky and successful. Right. This is the bottlenose dolphin, and they use touch. It's known as beak genital propulsion. And the name really says it all. The male inserts his beak into the genital slit of the female and then propels her through the water, which at the same time stimulates her. And sometimes... You've tried it. And sometimes he sends pulsed sound waves through the beak, which turn the beak into a 2-foot vibrator. Which is why they're smiling all the time. Now this is the old world porcupine, and they use smell. But because we had someone saying rhinoceros before, I'm going to change the show here a bit. Do you know how rhinoceroses, basically, what they do before they copulate?
Wear strange masks.
Wear strange
masks.
The GIMP version. The Fisher toy GIMP rhinoceros. Did you have one?
He was talking about rhinoceroses, not Germans.
Okay. What they do is they basically... It's
going to be another incident.
We start the Third World War with the worst cowards in the world. No, we don't. That's you guys. The rhinoceros.
Hang on a second. Yeah, fair enough we didn't get involved in the war, but we didn't fucking start it either.
We haven't started. Fuck it. The First World War was started. No, hang on, let's get that straight, right? The First World War was started when the Austrian Archduke Franz Ferdinand carelessly got himself assassinated whilst parading around Sarajevo in an open-top car. Right? Thank God, world leaders have learned from that.
What do Austrians speak? They speak German. German is
Bitte, was? Soll ich mal was auf Deutsch sagen? Was that the question?
That'll shut him up.
Wir können uns den ganzen Abend auf Deutsch unterhalten.
Will that be on the...
I think he just said to come here often.
He just did. Anyway, we didn't start it. Can we go back to the rhinoceros? It's
I kind of like talking about the Austrians. What else are Austrians famous for? Go on, what do you mean? Gigs, basements, what?
They're the ugly name. They're the, oh, sorry. Bust catch. Good. The rhinoceros, they use smell. The male basically shifts himself, and then it's all in his tail, and then he, like a propeller, he just moves it around very quickly, which spreads it everywhere, and that gets the female going. So, just for you, we changed the show, and it took 10 minutes. Sorry. The last. You know we're going to catch that bus today. The last sense is taste, and this is the praying mantis, and they use taste. So the female has to eat during copulation. So the male has to offer her food, but he hasn't got an arm free. So what he does is he offers her his own head. So she nibbles away while they're copulating. And if she didn't, he couldn't ejaculate. So they need this to, you know, keep the species going, basically.
This gives a whole new meaning to the expression giving head. Let's move this a bit faster here. Right, guys, so here you can see from the senses, right, we can basically make the female happier by stimulating her through the 5 senses. Therefore she releases endorphins, and therefore becomes happier. And if she's happy, then she's going to want to sleep with us. This works the other way around, but I'm just going to talk about it from the guy side, right? Now, we need this, guys. William, we need this because basically we're not giraffes. I mean, I can't just punch her in the bladder, let her pee in my head, and then go, yeah, she's up for it. We can't do that. We've got to rely on these senses, right? So there's like 5 different senses. There's sight, there's smell, there's taste, there's the sound, and there's touch. Right, so how can I use them on my date? Has anybody got any suggestions? And no doubt you guys will. Has anybody got suggestions how I could use touch? Well, just touch her, hold her hand, or drop the hand, or whatever, you know. Feed the horse. Anyway, come on. Okay, touch is lovely, yeah. I'm going to go with holding hands, right? That's lovely, okay. Anyone else going? Because I want to see if what you say compares to what I did on my date.
Smell nice.
Smell nice?
Yeah.
Like have a shower. Put on aftershave. Put on after pardon?
Go for a run beforehand.
Go for, okay, that's kind of the opposite of what he said, so then we'd be smelling. But some women do like the smell of man's body odour, is that true?
Yeah.
Is that where you're going with that? Does that turn you on?
Yeah, mine's not nice.
Don't worry, we can share a taxi, don't worry about your bus. In fact, fuck it, we can run home together. Alright, deadly. Right, okay, so that's a few suggestions we have. We got smell nice, we have touch, anything else?
Sight,
Look nice, for sight, yeah, dress well. That's dress well, that's good, okay, yeah, that's good. Shave. Fuck you, my friend. Women love hairy men.
Shut up and listen to her.
Listen to her. Do you have any advice on that? What's that got to do with the 5? Oh, listening. Really? I don't know about that, man. It's about getting laid, man. I don't know. Female animals don't speak. Neither do male animals, though. Hello, how are you? Oh, I'm a male dog. Hey, Aidan, how's it going? Right, anyway, this is what I did on the day, because we got to go a bit faster. So basically, now, you got to go to the right place. I mean, you can't take her to the cinema again, because you want to have sex. You can't have sex in the cinema. We're not 14 years old anymore, are we? No, but I'm sure people at that age don't have sex. That was just a joke. There you go again! Alright, so what I did is I invited her to have yeah, think about it, right? I invited her to my house for dinner, right? I told her I'd cook a mean stir fry, which is, you know, which is, I don't know if you've ever cooked stir fry, right? But basically, alright, slow down, Abe, right? I told her I was going to cook stir fry. Ding dong, doorbell rings, Friday, I open the door, she's all dolled up. Now, nobody gets dolled up for stir fry, it's on. I bring her in, right? I sit her down, and I have the stir fry ready there. Now, if you've ever cooked stir fry, what you do is you go to Lidl or Lidl and you buy a bag of bean sprouts, 79p, this size. You don't need all of them, right? But what are you going to do with half an empty bag of bean sprouts? Nothing. So you lash them all in. But she said she liked it. I think she was being polite. Because she also said she liked the wine, which I also bought in Lidl. But during dinner, I wanted to stimulate her through the sense of touch, because I knew, by the way, food and the wine would release endorphins from taste. But I told her that I learned how to give a great massage when I was in Thailand from a professional. And she said, oh, you know, she said she felt a bit stiff, which was quite the coincidence, really. So we could have gone into my sitting room and I could have given her a massage there, but I was worried my housemate Stephen might come home, but that's unlikely because I don't have a housemate. So I said we should go upstairs. So I said we should go upstairs to my bedroom, right? And you know the way sometimes things just work out perfectly for you. I was in the bedroom, I was in there was candles, there was incense, let it smell nice. It's going to stimulate it through the sense of smell and through sight. I mean, I had music playing in the background, Je t'aime, the world's sexiest song, playing on repeat, right? You know, to stimulate her sense of sound. I even had the window open in case she wanted to scream and therefore attract more females to me. I mean, I thought of everything, right? You know, and she was laying on the bed, and my bed smelled like aftershave because I spilled a bit on it, so it smelled nice. And I started giving her the best massage I could. I really got into it. Like, my hands were moving through the curves in her back, which was shaped like the Sahara Desert, but it wasn't quite as dry. And there was sweat dripping from my forehead. It was dripping from my forehead, coming down my nose. I mean, I didn't let it fall on her back and pretend it's massage oil. I'm not disgusting. I cut it and wiped it on her inner thigh. And she started making those noises that only a woman can make who's thoroughly being pleasured. So I won't try and make them for you. Don't look so disappointed, lads. Your time will come. So she started making those noises, and then she turned around and she looked at me with such urgency in her eyes. I could see that she wanted to give me some of the pleasure that I'd given her. So I did what any guy would have done who'd learned what you people here, you guys have learned today here in this room. I proudly presented my pulsating penis, and then she gave me that look, just like the first time we met. And left me there hanging. Now, sometimes comedy's about having a big punchline, and sometimes it's just about moral messages. And I just want to say, girls, that's not cool. No, but basically, guys, obviously, like, what had I done wrong? She was getting up to go. I mean, I'd done all the senses. I was ready to explode. I had testicles the size of watermelons. 500 million little mini-me's screaming, let me out. I'd done everything right. I mean, the candles, it was the rule of three. You can't just break the rules like that. You can't just watch. Third date. I mean, maybe she was cold. Maybe I shouldn't have left the window open. Maybe she didn't like the song. Maybe she didn't like Chatem. I should have played something more appropriate, like "You and me, baby, ain't nothing but mammals." I don't know, but I was about to explode, and that simply wasn't fair.
No, it's not fair.
Nice.
Smooth.